Police in the U.S. city of Boston say the two suspects in a shooting incident at the Massachusetts Institute of Technology were involved in Monday's marathon bombings.
We believe these are the same individuals that were responsible for the bombing on Monday at the Boston Marathon. We believe that they're responsible for the death of an MIT police officer and the shooting of an MBTA police officer. This is a very serious situation that we're dealing with.
Police killed one of the suspects, this man wearing a black cap, in a shootout during a massive manhunt in the town of Watertown near Boston, Massachusetts. A police officer was killed and another wounded in the operation. The search for the other suspected individual, the one in a white cap, is underway. Police say the fugitive is armed and dangerous.
What we're looking for right now is a suspect consistent with the description of suspect number 2, the white cap individual who was involved in Monday's bombing of the Boston Marathon.
We are concerned about securing that area and making sure that this individual is taken into custody. We believe this to be a terrorist. We believe this to be a man who's come here to kill people. We need to get him in custody.
The manhunt was triggered by a shooting at the MIT when a police officer was killed. Police say the suspects are believed to have planted the bombs that killed 3 people and injured nearly 180 at the Boston Marathon on Monday. And now breaking news telling us that the surviving Boston bomb suspect has been identified as Dzhokhar Tsarnaev.
People of Boston remain on edge just days after twin blasts brought confusion and fear to the world's oldest marathon. This time, a police officer is killed on the campus of the Massachusetts Institute of Technology in the Boston area. The victim was shot multiple times. On Monday, 2 bomb blasts at the finish line of the Boston Marathon killed 3 people and injured 176 others. Investigators say the bombs consisted of explosive placed in pressure cookers. A new poll reveals that more than 50% of Americans are becoming increasingly afraid of the ongoing acts of violence in the country. The survey was conducted during the 2 days following the Boston Marathon bombings. Results show that random acts of violence are considered by many as the biggest threat to the public safety in the US. Every year, more than 30,000 people are shot and killed in the United States. Reports say 2012 saw the highest number of shooting victims in US history. On April 17th, the US Senate rejected a bipartisan plan to expand gun buyer background checks. The proposal failed the Senate vote despite pleas from families of victims of shootings and broad public support nationwide.
We have to convince the Senate to come together and pass common-sense gun responsibility reforms that will make our communities safer and prevent more tragedies like the one we never thought would happen to us.
The vote is considered a setback for President Barack Obama, who's been pushing for a package of gun laws in the aftermath of the Newtown school massacre.
A minority in the United States Senate decided it wasn't worth it. They blocked common-sense gun reforms, even while these families looked on from the Senate gallery.
On December 14, 2012, 20 children and 6 adults were fatally shot by a gunman at the elementary school in the state of Connecticut. The amendment's failure, however, is a victory for gun rights groups, especially the National Rifle Association, which has promised to oppose new gun control measures. It's hard to say which side of this political debate will win, but the current trend will continue to claim lives as more and more Americans turn to lethal weapons to guarantee their safety.